Hey Collective, welcome back to the channel. It's Al. I'm actually going to be talking today about something very specific to a very specific frequency out there. And this is on a very spiritual level, and it's especially dedicated towards those of you going on to mission anytime soon, or that have some sort of spiritual calling. So as many of you know, I've just come off a year of my own spiritual journey, and it was with the plight of the homeless in the middle of COVID, and so something really special is coming out tonight at about 12:22 p.m. I should say 12:22 a.m. That's going to be coming out on February the 22nd, the 21st. So there's a sequential number thing that's backwards, forwards, and as you guys know, 2 is a very important number to me at this time. Something that the divine is very big on. So I knew it was time to post that out there, and it's going to be shocking, and it's going to be something that's going to trigger a lot of people, not in a bad way, because I'm freeing a lot of people at the moment when I talk about this stuff, but it's going to make you uncomfortable. And the reason it needs to happen is because there are a lot of people being affected by what you're not seeing. And so if someone who isn't in the middle of it doesn't finally say something, then it never gets any help, right? So what we're doing is we on this frequency are spiritual leadership. We're people that are being guided towards each other by the divine for specific reasons. And many of us have spiritual callings. And what I wanted to say about going on mission is that when the divine asks you to do something, don't ever second guess it, and don't let your ego get in the way of it. Because whatever happens after this happened because I said yes to basically going undercover into the abyss, into the darkest part of humanity during COVID, and seeing exactly how everything shut down. So I can literally give you an eye account of how everything went down, with no ego, no nothing involved, right? And that type of courage is something that happens when you are willing to go the extra mile. And so many of us were in a situation where the spiritual leadership was being formed in 2020, and it was about what we were confronting and what we weren't confronting, what we were running from. Did we have fear? What did people think of us? Could we get over that? Blah, 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 blah. And so there came a point where in the near future there might be a little bit of snarkiness that certain good things happen to people because you wanted the same type of opportunities. But what you have to realize is that the difference is that the people who are getting the blessings are the people who didn't say no. They didn't let their ego stop them, didn't say anything about time, didn't say anything about, oh, I can't do this, I have kids, like whatever the excuses were, then the opportunity passed, right? But you can't blame anybody else for it. And so when you go on to spiritual mission, what I want you all to remember is that spiritual mission is not glamorous. Spiritual mission is very humbling. I call it the humbler. And it is usually for about a year to 2 years that you go on these fellowships and these type of endeavors. And what you are to do isn't just to sit there and experience it and just observe it. What do you then do with the knowledge that you've gained? Have you seen things that are not in alignment with the divine? Are they things that make humans subhuman? Is it things that hurt people? What is happening? And you're viewing it, but you're acting as the vessel of light that the divine is physically watching this all play out through, right? And so you understand that you are in alignment with source. And when you do that, it helps you deal with it, and it helps you overcome it. And what I wanted to tell you guys is that it's not easy. Like, you will have breakdowns. You will have, like, I had several, like, I think it was 3 times. I literally broke down just sobbing. I was like, I can't do this. I just cannot do this. Like, it was so oppressive and so hurtful, and just the things I was watching was just not okay. And it just bothered me. And because I'm an empath and a Cancer, and on top of it, all of the other stuff that I'm being tasked with, it was just a lot, right? And so I was like, I can't do this, and blah, 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 blah. And the divine was like, you can do this. You were the only one who said yes. You're going to do this. And I said, you're right. And so when stuff like that happens, it's so important for you not to go, well, I didn't know that it was that big. When you get asked by the divine to step into mission, you go. So what I'm trying to say is that right now, many of you are going to be tapped into mission. And you're going to be tapped into mission like I was, in the middle of a storm. And the storm is going to be coming at you, and it's going to reveal a lot of darkness, a lot of manipulation, a lot of deceit, a lot of stuff. But the question is, do you work for yourself, or do you work for the divine? Do you work for spirit, or do you work for you? And if your answer is still you, then you're probably not going to be going on mission. Because when you step into mission, it's about humanity. It's not about you. And it's super humbling, like I said. So, well, the thing about storms when you're ascending, and what I wanted to share with you guys, since I'm moving forward now, once I release what I'm going to release tonight, is that when it comes to any type of storm, if you're ascending, then you're looking down at the storm. You're not part of the storm. It's the separation between witnessing the rapture and experiencing the rapture, right? But in this case, it's a storm. And so while the entire world loses their mind with the injustice and how bad things are, and they immediately try to turn away, you hold the light. And so you hold the light in that place for the divine. And so for you guys, cleanse your aura and cleanse who you are, and just say, okay, am I doing this because of my ego, or am I doing this because I want to help humanity? And once you agree to help humanity, everything goes that much smoother. You're going to have breaks, you're going to have moments where you're just like, I can't do this, I'm a princess, or I can't do this, I'm a king, or blah, blah. And the divine's going to look at you and go, oh, do you want this? Do you want what it is that you want to help society with? Because if you can't even do this for yourself, then how are you going to help humanity? And it's super important for you guys to understand that. But when you are ascenders, and when you are disciples, and when you are apostles, and all of these other people that are going to be stepping up and stepping through the ranks, that did the work, that said yes, like many of you on this frequency specifically did, what's on the other side of this is absolutely stunning, right? It's going to be everything that you've ever wanted, but you have to go through this rite of passage. And so instead of looking at it like it's going to be negative or it's going to be super positive, why don't you just go in on, I'm walking in alignment with the divine. I'm walking with God every day. Because here's what I'm going to tell you. While everything came tumbling down with this whole facade of what's going on, which I'm going to get into in the piece later, tonight, I want you guys to be very clear on something. In the esoteric theosophy, they said the masters would descend and help us, where the third dimension would go down and or go up, the fifth dimension would come down, and the new earth would be the new heaven. And so while everybody else is in fear and not getting it, what I want you to think about is the way that everything played out, and understand that you have been in New Earth this entire time, since 2020 hit. That was the reset. We were called to judgment, and if you're still here, who are you walking with? There's no one else on the streets. It's just you and whom? Get it? So while the entire world is freaking out, remember who you are walking with. And what does that mean to you? It's like a wasp or a bee, specifically a wasp, can literally just start to build slightly a bit of a nest, and they will always know how to get home. Now, think. If we got a reset, let me put you this way. If you have a kid and you're able to walk down the street and there's no one around and it's just you and the kid and God, where are you? Are you on Earth anymore? You're missing the opportunity of a lifetime. And because I'm so protected, and so this message is so protected, only the divine will guide those worthy of understanding what I'm saying. Not me or anything, but what am I telling you? Where do you live with God? Remember, the illusion is that we're all dying and the world's falling and chaos. But for ascenders, is that true anymore? Remember, the earth is splitting into two spheres. They're superimposed. One of them is heaven. One of them is earth. And the only way to get stuck on the one or the other is if you lighten up and ascend, or you stay trapped in fear and become anchored. So when they go, pop, whatever, however that's going to come, it's going to be too late. Time is running out, ascenders. Who are you, and where are you now? Are you on old earth, or are you in the new earth heaven? Go outside tomorrow with your kid, or just you by yourself. Don't put any gel, don't put any makeup, and just let the wind blow through your hair. Find a place where you can take that fucking mask off. The illusion, take the illusion off, and sit with the divine. They are expecting you. And think to yourself, what is he trying to tell me? And the divine will answer you what I'm trying to say. Don't miss this. This is a once in an opportunity lifetime experience. Once in an opportunity lifetime. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity that you are experiencing right now if you understand where you are. That's all I can say right now on it. What I would like you to do, though, is once you get this message and it resonates and you start to understand what it is I'm trying to tell you, I want you to consider how long we've had our lives on pause over a virus, over something that you can't outrun, and how many people are suffering. And are you going to do something about it? Are you going to do something for yourself? Are you going to do something for your kids? Kids aren't in school. Everything's on shutdown. Everybody's still terrified to go anywhere. Yet nobody's recycling. All of our rights are going away. People are being fired because they won't take vaccines. The whole world's chaos. What are you doing to stay above the fray? Because what I'm about to put out there is, it's big. But I had to walk into the fire, and I had to burn with the fire. And so I'm ready for it. But what I'm saying to you all is take the next couple days before opportunity starts knocking at your door to step up in some whatever way, or to step into your vision. Take the opportunity to enjoy the fresh air. Remember, you are trying to live, not die. Everybody on this planet right now is in the art of dying, as Natalie calls it. They are in the process of dying out because they refuse to try to live. They're so terrified that they're going to die that they don't realize that they are dying now. And I'm going to go into all of that in the next video that comes out tonight. But for you ascenders, think very carefully. If you are walking with the divine, if you truly have faith, then what are you afraid of? Do you not understand that we just went through judgment, and if you're still here, that you have passed? And if you want to be in a spiritual leadership role, or you want to lead the people, then how are you doing that if you're afraid at home with a mask on your face, never going to work, never doing anything? Understand another thing. They are handing out money, making sure that you're okay. Does that sound like Earth? Who's running the show? What is it you're not seeing? What is the Matrix trying to tell you? What, as the numbers and all the sequences begins to fall and fade from what you thought was true, what is it revealing to you? Because what I'm about to put, from my account of what I've been through in this year, is going to change your life too. You're going to get your freedom back. But you need to be ready for it, and you need to understand that not everyone is walking with God right now. You and me are walking with God. And where's the only place that you get to walk with God? So are you on old earth, or are you on new earth? It is a trick question. Because depending on what your reaction is, if you resonate with the truth of what I'm saying to you, you will either understand where you are, or you're going to go drag down with the rest. It's an illusion. These are illusions that we are fighting. And once you overcome your fear and you step into your mission, which you're not going to be handed a mission until you get rid of the fear. Because when you go on mission, you are about to be handed creator status. You're either co-creating, or you're about to be handed creator status. But you can't do that unless you're free of fear. And if you want an example, come back tonight at 12:22 a.m. to this channel and watch what I'm about to present about my account of what I've seen firsthand. And it will change your life. And you will understand what it is to truly step into the light of God and to walk in mission, not knowing what to expect and not for any outcome other than to see what's going on. You will be blessed. You are blessed. If you're on this frequency, you're already there. I'm just trying to tell you something very specific. But it's that saying, even if I tell you the truth, you can't believe it unless you are there. So where are you now? Collective, it's super important. I love you all. I can't wait to meet many of you. Oh, so the sound of the fan, they were like, my guides were like, make sure you say something. Because I'm still on mission and wrapping it up, my neighbor plays the music really loud. And so I don't get involved with his day because I figure, hey, he's in a good mood, why bother? So I go into this little makeshift bed that I have in the bathroom. And I'll just like chill out in here. I feel a little bit like Harry Potter in the cupboard sometimes, but it helps me keep my power. So I'm sitting on a pillow now, and then there's another pillow there, and the toilet's right there. In the bathtub, It's a cute bathroom, but it's big enough that I can do this. So, it worked out. But that's what mission calls for sometimes, is to think outside the box and just, okay, so things are really crappy. Am I going to cry about it, or am I going to empower myself? And so I decided to make a little makeshift bed in here. It's clean. It's my bathroom. Nobody else comes in here, so I was like, all right. It bugged me for the first week or so. But you'll see, when you see the whole thing tonight or this morning, you'll totally get it. But when I discovered what was going on in truth, everything is worth it. There is no sacrifice in this blessing. It is just blessings. Who are you and where are you guys? Wake up. Don't miss this one. I guarantee it's worth everything you've ever wanted. Have a good night, guys. Don't forget, 12:22 a.m. on February 22nd, 21. Toodles. Bye.